Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Girlboss. Season 1, Episode 1 is the new show from Netflix. It's called Sophia, this first episode. Full spoilers. I always do that with these episode 1s. Because it's episode 1, we'll start spoiler free, and if we want to go into some spoilers later on, we'll give you a warning before we do. But yeah, so we'll get into it. So this is the new show. This is the half-hour show, give or take. It varies. I looked at the lengths for the first few. It seems to vary between 24 and 29 minutes per episode.
Oh yeah, that's kind of normal for a Netflix comedy.
Yeah, well, Netflix aren't very strict about keeping like consistent timings, so they can have like slightly shorter or longer.
Yeah.
Unless you're Iron Fist, in which case you need to hit that 60 minutes every single episode.
Don't remind me.
It felt like it anyway. So Girlboss is this show which is based on a book which is based on a true story of this young girl who started flogging dresses, not specifically dresses, but clothing on the internet, and then turned it into an empire of sorts. Sophia, played by Britt Robertson, is kind of the main character, and we start off with her in a kind of a rut. She's 23, she can't keep a job, she can't keep an apartment or a car or anything. She's a complete waste of space, basically.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the premise. Or at least that's how it starts. So I think the first thing I would say about this episode is, first and foremost, I don't think we're the audience for this show.
No, we're not.
Very quickly, I came to realise that I don't think this was made with anyone like us in mind, and that's okay. It's for a different audience. That's cool.
Yeah, I think honestly my biggest problem is that I hate the main character.
Yes, I think. Well, this is the weird thing. I went through this weird kind of arc with her in this episode because I really like Britt Robertson. I liked her in Tomorrowland a lot. So right away, it had almost this instant "I like her just because it's her" kind of thing at the start of the episode, and I was like, "Oh, she's being kind of a dick." This fun bit in the road. We'll get into spoilers, but she causes a bit of traffic because she's too stubborn to get help, and I was like, okay, right. So she's one of these kind of characters, kind of larger than life kind of thing. But then as the episode went on, it did this, and I've liked characters like this before, where they're kind of absurd, and it's like she almost feels like she'd belong in like It's Always Sunny or something like that.
Yeah.
With that type of humour, like she would work as a character.
Oh, absolutely. Where everyone else is like that as well.
Yeah, but the rest of the episode, it paints everything else in a very sort of down to earth, kind of normal. Everyone else is like, oh, you should get a job, and you should do this, and you need to actually figure out your life. And that's kind of the themes of the show, is that she's not wanting to be like a normal adult, and she talks about that a lot in the she has like, well, it's not even a monologue, it's kind of, well, it is a monologue, but it's not narration. It's like she has this weird piece to camera at the start where she's talking to the camera on a park bench or a bus stop bench or whatever it is, and she gets into a little argument with the old lady who's sitting with her. Yeah. But honestly, throughout the episode, it did everything it could to make me like her less and less as the episode went on. That's the thing.
Like, you say it like that, oh, she goes to this dark of not wanting to be an adult, and that in itself's fine. It's the way she goes about it.
I think it'd be fine if she didn't treat everyone like shit as well.
Yeah, like it devolves to her just stealing stuff, and like why am I supposed to like her? She's just literally just stealing stuff off the street now.
Yeah, it's one thing to be a free spirit who's avoiding the confines of, the system, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's one thing to be that, but it's another thing when she's actively making life more difficult for the people around her. Like, she's got this job at a shoe store to begin with, and she is so cruel to her boss.
I know. It's like, what do you expect?
She's a little delinquent, and there's nothing in that scene where I'm going, yeah, I'm rooting for her as an anti-hero. No, I'm on the side of the...
This is it. It's like, yeah, no one enjoys doing a job like this. It's a menial job. It's just a way to survive. That's, you can be against that system, but do you have to be such a dick about it?
She's kind of an awful person. I found very little to like about her. And which is why I say, at the start of the episode, I was like, I like this actress. I instantly like her. Because I think she is a good actress. I think she has charisma. I think she carries at least some of the early stuff because she is so kind of likeable and fast-talking. But as the episode went on, it almost felt like she was deliberately doing things just to see how far she could push people. she has like a sort of, she meets this guy for a night, and it feels like every single thing she asks him or tells him to do is almost just a test to see how far she can push him before he says, you know what, you're a crazy bitch, I'm leaving.
Kind of is.
That's the way it feels anyway, and it was kind of rough. And her friend was really annoying as well. Actually, I thought she was.
Yeah, yeah.
She,
So they're both as bad as each other.
the dialogue was really bad for them. It felt like it was trying to be super hipster and kind of.
Yeah. I've never heard anyone speak like that.
Nah, it was kind of weird and stilted in that sense. Which again, if you're going for style, fine. But it was all these different things. I could see any one of these things not being a problem with the rest of the show designed to work with them. But all of them combined made her really unlikable. And because she is the star of the show, and because we do follow her the entire time.
Yeah, it's her story. It's her journey.
And I get that she's stubborn. You could give me a story about how she's stubborn to take help, and that could be her defining flaw almost, is that she is refusing to let her dad help. She's refusing to let her friends help.
And that's fine. Like I said, that bit at the start with the traffic, it's like that's just quirky, determined stubbornness. That was fine.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what this show is? Do you know what it's really occurring to me right now? And not just because you have the old woman on the bench who kind of pokes at this kind of theme. This is what every single older person thinks a millennial is like.
It is, yeah.
That's what this show is.
It's supposed to be like, oh, like I said, that old woman on the bench. She's like, oh, and you're the future. Great. This is what we've got to look forward to.
And I don't even like the whole idea that she doesn't want to do things normally. She wants to do something that suits her. She has to find what suits her. That's a normal part of growing up. It's a normal part of life. And hell, we're trying to make a go of this YouTube thing. We're clearly all for new, different ways of this lifestyle.
But we're not treating people like shit, so it's different.
It's this. It reminds me a little bit of like not much, but like, do you remember The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith? Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, okay, that was a fairly heartwarming tale, but you kind of felt like, you're kind of in this situation largely because of yourself. You kind of did a lot of this to yourself. I kind of felt that here with her. I'm like, you put yourself in a lot of bad spots here.
Yeah. I just don't get it. Like, I don't get the journey. The journey is, she's going to be independent and she's, going to start this clothing empire, like you say.
Because the end of the first episode is very much the moment where she realizes she can do this, and she basically says, F you, normal adulthood. And it's like, she's not learned anything.
That's the thing. Like, that can be a fine journey, going, I can do something with my skills, which is, this is unique to her. She's got this eye, and, that would be fine, but it's the way she disregards everything else that it makes it feel like it's just a cheap way out instead.
Yeah, it feels like she's circumventing. It feels like, even though she clearly is having a hard life of her own doing, it feels like she's just cheating things, and she's just found a better way of cheating.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like. And it's very hard to root for her in that sense. And it kind of, the whole show kind of falls apart because of it.
Like you said, she's struggling to keep an apartment, and presumably because she's not paying her rent, and you go, well, yeah, maybe you should keep hold of a job then and not treat your boss like shit. Yeah. This is your fault.
And she's given, she could do that. She's offered to move back with her dad. That could also help. She could live with him and build up her thing with him and not be in, like, have some security because she's got people around her who are willing to help.
Yeah.
And her dad, for all intents and purposes, seems like a really nice guy who's trying. But by the way, it was nice seeing him from Breaking Bad. I'm forgetting his name. Dean Norris. Real nice seeing him. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Also, Dean Pelton from Community was the store owner in the clothing shop. Like him a lot too.
Good cast.
He felt especially weird. Like, I wonder if he's maybe on the producing team or something, and that's why he's got this little role. Because otherwise, I don't expect to see him again. I mean, unless she goes back there and she makes like a.
I can see her going back there to the shop to see if there's anything else.
Yeah, maybe she'll like, can I get first dibs and everything that comes in and give you a cut kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's another person she was horrible to, for no.
Yeah.
No, admittedly, he wasn't necessarily the happiest, cheery guy.
It wasn't as bad, that one. She was just being ambitious. So, that one was...
Well, I don't know. After the transaction happens, she goes into full dick mode.
Yeah, a little bit.
She says things that I only expect people on message boards on the internet to say.
She is a walking comment section.
She kind of is.
You've just summed up why I hate her.
That is kind of what she's like, and it makes her really unlikable. I don't like her.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Uh, so there's that. So and I know that because Charlize Theron's involved in the producing side of this. She's got her name behind it, and I know, like, I seen her in interviews this week. She was talking about how the whole point of this show is that, specifically for women. I mean, it works for everyone, but for women specifically in this case, you can fail and you can still be okay. Like, you can still succeed, and that's a fine message. That's a fine thing to go on. This character, however,
Yeah, and
is not a vehicle for it. I just don't
you know,
think
like
she
you said,
is.
maybe this isn't for us, but and I can get the comedy and things not being for us.
Yeah,
That's fine.
the comedy's
But
definitely not for us because
even then, the show not being for us, that shouldn't mean that this character is completely unlikable.
no, it shouldn't. No, the reason why I say I don't think it's for us is mainly the comedy. It was mainly the banter between her and her friend, and they're talking about guys'
Yeah, but
dicks and stuff.
we
I was
can
kind of like, all right, this
overlook
isn't for
that.
us.
Going, all right,
Yeah.
some people are like this, we won't.
Yeah. And for the record, I wouldn't necessarily like that if it was flipped either. Like, because some people will say, oh, if it was guys talking about boobs, like, I'm like, not really. Like,
Yeah,
most times I just find that is equally gratuitous or whatever.
yeah,
Like,
same.
you can do it in a witty way, but most of the time it's just kind of like, it's off-putting.
Yeah,
So it's, but again, fine. There's a market for that. It's not like we could watch Sex in the City, but that's got a big audience. People love that. That's fine. Whatever.
yeah.
But I know the characters in this, the lead specifically, is immensely unlikable.
Pretty much.
And that's kind of a problem. Obviously, we're not watching it anymore. We probably wouldn't have been anyway. And admittedly, this would have felt, if we did like this, it would have fallen in this weird realm where it's still got an ongoing plot and it's still much of enough of a drama. We probably could have covered it episode to
Yeah.
episode, but we don't like it. So bye
Problem
bye.
solved.
Yeah, bye bye. I'm good. Thank you. But no, that's Girlboss. Do I do some spoilers? Specific things, maybe one or two things.
Can do.
Let's go spoilers. Full spoilers then for Girlboss episode 1. Just in case there's anything else. Yeah, so the shop owner, right? So he's not the nicest of people in the first place, I guess. But she hustles him out of the jacket, haggles with him. It's like, alright, free business advice. This is a vintage whatever from the 70s motorcycle jacket in good condition. Lesson is, know what you've got because you just got played. And, okay, maybe a little bit harsh, but fine. And then, I don't know what the exact line was, but she sort of like went, yeah, boy, or something like that. It was like she did like a proper hand motion and said something stupid and walked out. Oh, God. And then the scene with her dad at the restaurant, she shows up. And as he points out, she is clearly not washed. She stinks.
Well, that's because she went in a dumpster.
She's been in a dumpster.
And stole the food from there.
And we also know she's not washed today because we've seen her get up at the guy's apartment, and she's been out since then.
That is true.
Because she went to work in her clothes from the day before, presumably already smelling. And she's like, he's offering help. He's trying to like, oh, what's going on in your life? And she's like, oh yeah, can't keep a car, can't keep a job, can't keep a house.
The moment that lost me was when she just stole that rug, carpet, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Just walked past, just stole it. It's like, why? You don't even need this.
She took it to sit in
It
the
was
park.
like, okay, when she stole the food out of the dumpster, it's like, okay, fine, maybe you're desperate for food. You're that poor, you need food. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going down that path of okay, you physically can't pay to eat. You want to steal food from a dumpster, which by the way is being thrown out anyway. So morally, I'm not even thinking it's. I mean, it's disgusting, but like morally, it's you're not hurting anyone by stealing food out of a dumpster.
Yeah, but this was just off a shop storefront that she just took and walked. What was the point? What did she get out of it other than, oh, I've got a carpet?
Not only that,
rug?
she wasn't even ashamed of it because the worker's standing right there because he thinks, oh, you're going to pay for it. I can help you with that, miss. And then she was, are you just going to keep? You're just going to keep? Okay. And he doesn't even chase her because he's just like, well, not worth my effort. Really, I'll just report it stolen.
Yeah,
Got a description. It's fine.
it's just just madness. I hate her.
And then I mean, I guess her falling down or like she slinks to the floor and her trousers, her pants split. I guess that's supposed to be like, oh, she's really down and out. Like even her clothes are falling apart, kind of thing.
Again, that's the comedy that just didn't work for me, but
Nah,
that's
didn't work for
fine.
me.
I'm not going to hold that against it that much when
Yeah,
there's
that's just a
other
taste
genuine
thing.
problems.
Yeah, that's just a taste thing. So
Yeah.
that's fine, not being for us. But it was funny actually because I realised this is probably set a while ago because when I first seen her laptop, her Apple computer that she whips out, and it looks like this ancient relic from the 2000s. I'm like, oh, it's probably just because it's set then. And then she pulled out her phone, and it was an old like Nokia looking phone. So fair enough. But it was just one of those things I wasn't expecting. I was like, oh crap, this technology's a little dated.
We didn't really like it, did we?
No, we didn't. No, still better than Iron Fist.
I mean, sure. I mean, she was equally as unlikable as Danny Rand, but
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. At least with her, compared to Danny, by the end of episode 1, I get what her mission goal is, and the pacing kept up. It moved quick enough. You know, it always had a purpose. It was always moving.
that's true. This is very true.
So, better than Iron Fist, but that is not an endorsement. I mean, you know what? It's 29 minutes. Try it for yourself if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it. And
Yeah.
it seems to be equally mixed on the on the interwebs. I think the Metacritic was like 52 or something like that. So it's clearly a divide in how people are feeling about it. So.
Yeah.
Oh well, there you go. That's Girlboss episode 1. Let us know what you thought of it in the comments below. If you watch more of it, if it gets better or whatever, by all means let us know in the comments as well. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on Twitter at mailed_fudge for channel updates. Individual Twitters are on the screen. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have you got any vanilla?